Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sama. So in today's video, I want to share this with you guys and there's something I want to say at the end of this. But anyways, there's a post that Idibia shared about how she suffered and stuff like that. And I was surprised at how so many people came for her after this post. So I'm going to read to you guys as it is on Punch newspaper. It says, "I've been through hell from a very young age, Idibia." That's what she said. The actress continues, from SS1, she never knew what it felt like to go on a break time like other kids in school, because that was when she sneaks out of school to rush to the market. In brackets, the very old gate man, he was definitely in his 50s, became her friend to buy her mother's pepper soup ingredients. So she shared that, and a lot of Nigerians have something to say. Not only you suffer, everybody, oh, you that you're even enjoying now, you're talking, you know, some of us are still suffering till now. Let me just read some of the comments people left, and then I'll say what I want to say. So this comment from Samuel Udo said, "That is just her own side of the story. For as much as I know, every Nigerian has a surviving story. In other words, we are all survivors. The condition that breaks us are the same that makes us. My piece of advice is let us all learn to embrace adversities, for at gates of human threshold lies endless possibilities." And this one says, Johnson Ugochukwu says, "Okay dear, most people in Nigeria are still very much inside hell self, so therefore we move." This person is now saying that most people in Nigeria are still very much inside the hell, as in they are still in it. And this one, Ogie Iza says, "As an African child whose parents isn't members of the cabals of Wazobia League, we went through hell and have ugly stories to tell." Okay, Suzanne Finas Gambo said, "Be calming down, dear, and thank God for your life. Some of us are still struggling since childhood up to now." Michael says, "I bet you guys wouldn't want to hear my story. I suffer so te ghost had to support me for survival. Thank God I have left that place now. Though not where I want to be, but definitely not where I used to be." Oh, I like that. Says, "To God be the glory. There's a survival story of everyone." Justice Unebu Njoko says, "Sister, if you are born in Nigeria, you are already in hell." Even when born in rich family, in as much as you are born and live in Nigeria, you are in hell. It depends on what department you are. So basically, this person is saying that the whole of Nigeria is hell, but there are different departments in this hell. But anyways, I saw that post and I read a lot of comments, and I saw a lot of people have stories to tell. I have shared my own stories, and I know that I'm not the only one. A lot of people have stories to share. People that come out of Nigeria. Like I personally, like I've shared a story where I said, I was born into wealth. My father was stinkily rich when I was born. At the time my father built his house, a lot of the houses in my community were still mud houses. Okay, but we lived in the city, and then we used to go to the village on holidays. So the village where my father comes from, he was one of the first people to build, a mega house. It was a spectacle. We were born into wealth, but Nigerian economy started changing and we suffered. And the truth, like a lot of these comments, there are a lot of comments that a lot of Nigerians have been through hell. A lot of Nigerians have been through hell. But I understand people saying, "Oh, what is she even saying? She that's even enjoying." So people are still suffering, which is true. It doesn't change the fact that she has a story to tell, and that I have a story. A lot of us have stories to tell. It is determination and perseverance and whatever that has taken us to where we are today. When I looked at that, like I always tell you guys, I always say to myself, what is there to take away? It's not just there's a story on social media. What is there to take away? When I read comments and I see people, and even her post, and I share my story, or I think about my story, the fact that a lot of us used to be so poor, and we have arrived. Let me put it that way. When I say arrived, okay, let me not use the word arrived. We have moved away from that. Our lives are better. We're not where we used to be, right? To imagine that there are some people that their lives are still where we used to be. Imagine that. And that is a fact. There are a lot of people that are still there and they are suffering. My message is this. A lot of us know how painful that life was, how hard it was, how frustrating it was, how a lot of us cried ourselves to sleep. I slept with hunger. Let me tell you, that kind of hunger that does not allow you to sleep. Because I used to be so hungry, I'd be like, "Oh, it's bedtime. Let me go sleep." So that by the time, while I'm sleeping, I can have rest from the pain of hunger. and then you close your eyes. You cannot sleep because your stomach is hurting so much from the pain of hunger. I lived that life. I lived the life where they dish your food and you look at it, you know that it will not even get up to here in your stomach. And then I used to drink a lot of water so that when I ate that small food, I would feel full. That was how bad it was. A lot of us have stories to tell, but a lot of us have got to a point where we look back and be like, that's the life I used to have. Thank God I'm in a better place. But we forget people that are still there. Think about when you were in that situation. You would have done anything for somebody to have helped you. You would have needed people to help you. You are now in a position to help others. Are you helping others? You know how bad that situation was. Now that you are in a better place, are you looking and saying, let me wipe away tears from somebody's eyes? The tears, nobody wiped mine off. She talked about get my letter out, and that kind of brought back something. In those days, my father had not paid my school fees, and the principal will say, gate man, close the gate. Your school fees, the bank teller was your proof that you paid your school fees. You have to show it at the gate before you can come into school. Government school, though, not even private school. This was how bad it was. I will come to school gate. I'm supposed to go back home because I don't have school fees. I remember my friend then. She will come to the gate. The gate is like a wide school front gate. So the gate man is at the middle. So there's the edge. It's a very big front yard of the school, if that makes sense. So my friend will go to the corner there and give me her school receipt, or her fees receipt, so that I can use it to cross the gate. I will borrow it to cross the gate. These stories make me sad. So I don't like sharing them because it reminds me where I'm coming from. There was a time like that. The other time, I give you share another story. I remember it got so bad where ordinary pen, my father school books was problem. He couldn't afford it. We struggled. My father will buy one exercise book and say, let's say the page has 40 pages. He will say, do maths from the front to the 20 pages. Then in the middle of your book, you now use it for half of it for English. Because my father couldn't afford to buy all the books. Textbook was nothing. Forget that. Who is buying textbook? Another student is reading by yourself. If they have, you'll be looking in their own because you couldn't afford to buy textbook. I remember one particular day. Let me say this first before I say that so that it makes more sense. Sometimes I gather things and I send to Nigeria. Or sometimes I send money. I'll be like, buy this and share for people. Or sometimes I send money. No matter how little. They share here, 5,000 naira. It depends on what I can afford. Because that's the thing. You don't have to have all the money in the world to help somebody else. You don't have to have it. From my personal income, I will send, I'll be like, oh, share for these people, share for this. Sometimes 10,000, sometimes 5,000, I will share. It's something to somebody. I am not a billionaire. I'm not stinkingly rich, but I'm giving. You know what the Bible calls the widow's mite. So I sometimes, there was a time when I sent stuff and my mother received it and I sent a lot of pen for writing. My mother was like, hey, pen, plenty, I sent a lot of pen. I sent other things, but I sent a lot of pen. And my mother was talking to me and she was like, oh, I gave this person 2. I gave that person 2. And I said, these people you mentioned so far are rich people. Why are you giving them my pen? Hey, I just give it. I said, no, Mama, look, I didn't send it as a souvenir. I didn't send it to say I want. No. I sent it for those that cannot afford it. Then she said, well, schools are still on holidays. When schools open, she plans to go to classrooms and give to children one-on-one. You see, my thing is this. The rich man you are giving it to is a souvenir to him because a pen that came from abroad or whatever. But that's not what I sent it for. I didn't send it to, I don't know how to phrase it. I sent it for those that need it. I know some remote villages in some part of my community that these people are wretched people. That pen will be for them. Will be a massive blessing. You get my point. Now, why did I narrate this story? Then I narrated this story to my mother because I told you guys I didn't grow up with my mother. There's so much my mother does not even know because, and I narrated to my mother how there was a particular day I couldn't go to school because my father couldn't afford to buy me a pen. And I said, I'm not going to school because the teacher will beat me. The teacher would smack me. The teacher will flog me. I said, my father, if you flip him upside down, you shake him, that money to buy that pen, he didn't have it. And he said he does not have. What do you want him to do? He does not have. Me now, I cannot go to school because I do not want to be flogged. I remember that I refused to go to school because I didn't want to be flogged. And there was the point in going to school when you cannot have a pen to write. You know, when you do not have the pen to write. I remember one of the other guys that had a shop nearby. You know, my father used to drop us at the shop and then we walked to school because the school was not far away. One of the guys that a shop nearby was like, why you not go to school? Why did they stand for there? I told him I don't have pen. And I said, now because of pen, you not go to school. Come here, I'll give you one. Is it because of pen you're not going to school? Come here, I'll give you one. And he went into his shop, you know, he took one, he rubber. That one no work. He took another one, rubber. Like he took one and he wasn't working. I tried, and then he found one. I said, take, because of pen, you not go to school. And I went to school. I never forgot that incident. How that help that man gave me was what enabled me to go to school for the day. And then I know what it is not to have. So when I send this pen, it is because of my story, what I have been through, that brings, because somebody may be like, why go they send pen from abroad? You don't know how happy it makes me feel, knowing that me that I could not have pen, me that did not have pen to go to school, I'm in a position where I can actually export pen to Nigeria. All the way from abroad, she's sending pen to Nigeria. But for me, it's about my life experience. I feel like I went from someone that couldn't, you know, my father couldn't afford pen for me to go to school, to someone that can actually be exporting pen to Nigeria. I'm going back to the point of a lot of us that have moved away from that wretched poverty life. We're in better position. What are we doing for those people that are still there? It's not by force. It is something you can choose to do. And say, I remember how bad it was. So when I buy that pen, it is something makes me feel good because of where I'm coming from. I'm looking at where I have been and I'm thinking of how I can impact somebody from my experience. This story of Annie sharing her story, I wanted to use it as an opportunity to remind us. A lot of us are in positions where we can help others. We are not billionaires, but we have gotten to the point where we can actually help somebody else. You know, there was time I created a post where I was saying, everybody write in the comment section what your need is. Let somebody else that is led to help you. And I remember people were leaving their needs, and somebody, I never forgot that comment. This person said, I came here with the mind of writing my own problems. And then I saw people that are looking for ordinary 500 naira. And the person said, he actually made him sit back and say, I'm actually in a position that is better than somebody else's position. And this person that he wanted to write his own problems decided to give somebody else 500 naira. Because he said, I have problems, but my problem is not as like I have 500 naira to give. So don't wait until you become the richest person in the world before you help somebody else. There is somebody that you're better than that you can help. There's always somebody. During COVID, I remember I made posts in which I said, you may think, oh, you're rich, you're living abroad, you're not rich or whatever, but you can send ordinary $10 and that will change somebody's life in Nigeria. A lot of people got motivated around that time when the government was not helping the people. A lot of people sent money from abroad, you know, because of messages like this getting to them that yes, we're all suffering, we have our own problems, but there are people that we are a million times better than. So I don't want this video to get longer than this. What I'm saying is this. As a lot of us remember where we're coming from, please let's not forget people that are still there. Think of who you can help. The smallest little way you can help somebody do it. Believe it or not, a lot of people are still in that poverty you left behind. If you're still living in Nigeria, there are some more people in Nigeria that are doing better than they were before. And you can look up and get like, I used to be so poor. Look at my life today. I'm doing better. Spare a moment and spare some change. People that are still back where you walked away from. Back where that place of poverty and deprivation and wretchedness. Don't forget those people. Because when you were in such situations, you would have loved somebody to have helped you. I really hope my message hits somebody today to give you a reason to look and say, who can I help? Who can I help out of poverty? Or who can I be a blessing to? Because I know what it was like. I hope my message is clear. Basically, my message is this. Thank God for a lot of us, for where we have found ourselves. Our lives are better in one way or the other. But at the same time, let's not forget people that they are still there. Now you're better off. Don't forget where you came from. Let that motivate you to be a blessing to somebody. That's what I really wanted to share with you guys today. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.